Have you ever, started a new goal, super motivated, and then just watched it fade away after a couple of weeks?
Oh yeah, happens all the time. It's a really common thing.
Totally. Well, today in the deep dive, we're getting into James Clear's big book, Atomic Habits. It's pretty revolutionary, actually.
It really is.
His main idea is that massive change doesn't come from these huge leaps. It's actually about the tiny, almost invisible daily habits. He calls them atomic habits.
Exactly. Atomic, fundamental building blocks.
Right. And our mission today is to sort of unpack how these micro changes can lead to, well, macro results for you.
And what's so interesting is how Clear pushes back against that whole big break myth. Success, lasting success anyway, it rarely just happens overnight.
It's more gradual.
It's the slow burn, the steady accumulation of these really small, consistent actions that compound, like interest in a bank account.
That's a great analogy. Tiny bits adding up.
Over time, it builds this incredible momentum.
Okay, so how does this actually work? Like, what's the mechanism? Clear lays out this really neat four-step model for behavior change. Cue, craving, response, and reward.
Yeah, that loop is central to everything. Understanding it is like getting the keys to the kingdom, basically.
So walk us through it. The cue.
Right, the cue, that's the trigger. It's just a bit of information that tells your brain, okay, time to start this behavior. Could be anything, really.
Like my phone buzzing.
No.
Or maybe just walking into the kitchen.
Exactly. Then comes the craving. And this is interesting. It's not always about wanting the thing itself.
Oh.
It's more about anticipating the change in state it brings. You don't crave the cigarette, maybe. You crave the feeling of relief it provides.
Okay, that makes sense. The feeling.
Then the response, that's the actual habit. Picking up the phone, eating the donut, whatever it is.
The action itself.
And finally, the reward, the satisfaction you get. And this is crucial because it reinforces the whole loop.
So your brain goes, that was good. Let's remember to do that again next time.
Precisely. It teaches your brain which actions are worth remembering and repeating.
It's like this automatic feedback system. Okay, so if we understand that loop cue, craving, response, reward, clear gives us four practical laws to kind of hijack it, right?
Exactly. To build good habits or break bad ones.
And those are make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. This is where it gets really practical for people listening.
Definitely. Let's break those down a bit. Make it obvious. This is all about the cue.
Making it impossible to miss.
Yeah, designing your environment, like put your running shoes right by the door, or using what he calls habit stacking.
Oh, I like that one. Tying a new habit to when you already do.
Perfect example.
Yeah.
After I brush my teeth, I will meditate for 1 minute. Simple link.
Got it. But, sometimes even if it's obvious, you just don't feel like doing it. That's where make it attractive comes in.
That's exactly right. This tackles the craving part. You need to make the habit seem appealing.
How do you do that?
Well, one way is temptation bundling. You pair something you want to do with something you need to do.
Like only listen to your favorite podcast while you're, I don't know, folding laundry.
Perfect. Or just reframing it in your mind. Instead of, ugh, I have to exercise, think, I get to build strength and feel good. Changing the narrative.
That mental shift is powerful. Okay, then make it easy. Reducing friction?
To almost zero, ideally. This is where the 2-minute rule is brilliant. Start any new habit by just doing it for less than 2 minutes.
So instead of read a book, just read one page.
Exactly. Want to exercise, just put on your workout clothes. The goal is just to start. Make starting ridiculously easy.
Lower the barrier to entry, basically, so you just do it.
Get that initial momentum going.
Okay, last one. Make it satisfying. This feels key for making it stick long term.
Absolutely critical, because our brains are wired for immediate reward. If a habit isn't satisfying now, you're less likely to repeat it later.
So how do you make, say, saving money satisfying immediately? It usually pays off way later.
Good question. Clear suggests things like visual progress, marking an X on a calendar, using a habit tracker app, seeing the streak build satisfaction, or create small, immediate rewards that feel good and align with the goal.
Like transferring a small amount to a fun fund every time you skip buying a coffee.
Something like that, yeah. The quicker the reward follows the action, the stronger the reinforcement.
Okay, so bringing this all together, what this means for you listening is that these tiny, consistent actions, they really are the path. It's not about waiting for some huge burst of motivation.
Forget the quantum leaps. It's about those 1% improvements, day in, day out. That's what leads to the big transformations.
And it goes even deeper than just achieving goals, doesn't it?
It really does. This is maybe the most powerful idea in the book, for me. Your habits shape your identity.
How so?
Well, every time you perform a habit, you're essentially casting a vote for the type of person you want to become. So don't just focus on, I want to write a novel.
Oh, it's on.
Focus on becoming a writer. What does a writer do? They write every day, even just a little. Each small act reinforces that identity.
So the actions build the belief.
Exactly. You become the person by doing the things that person does. It shifts from outcome-focused to identity-focused.
That's quite profound, actually. So here's something to think about. Every tiny choice you make consistently isn't just chipping away at a goal. It's actually quietly reshaping who you are. How might that change the way you look at your own habits today?